All right. Now, before we go into Remy, I will warn you, there are rats in this restaurant.
Do we need a jacket?
No, you don't need a jacket right now. We're actually going to, yeah, come on in just a little bit more. We'll stop right here because I want you to think about maybe the most expensive bottle of wine you've ever seen on a menu. All right? And put that in your heads, and then at the end I want you to give me a price after we come back here at the end. Now, most of the ship is designed in Art Deco, which was an art idea of the 20s and 30s, but this is going to be Art Nouveau with its curved lines and more natural tones. All right? So keep that in mind as we go into Remy. She went right for it. Right, we've all seen the movie Ratatouille, right?
Yep.
All right, excellent. Well, here's our star right here, Remy the Rat. He is Swarovski crystal, ladies and gentlemen. He's $50,000 sitting right there on that leaf. Yes, Swarovski crystal. Now, I'm going to go ahead and point out to you the hidden Mickey in this room. It's really a hidden mouse. It's not that circle, circle, circle that you usually are looking for when it comes to a hidden Mickey, but it's in our upholstery. You have Remy the Rat smiling right here at his boss, the mouse, right there next to him. The rat and the mouse together. All right. So now, I got to tell you a little story about how Remy was actually created, because like some of you came here last night, you said the level of service is incredible. But this was not the original plan. It was going to be kind of the same level of service as Palo. But Chef Patrick, we were having actually a conversation about this, and the Disney Dream was being built. And Bob Iger, you know him, and some of the other executives were having a meeting, or having lunch in the south of France, as you do, and they were discussing and having lunch at this wonderful, wonderful restaurant, and someone said, oh, I don't think we could ever have this sort of service on the cruise line. And someone said, you want to bet? Now that is a phrase you do not say in the Disney company, because someone will take you up on it. And while the Disney Dream was being built, they changed the idea for Remy. They were going to have the same sort of idea of a 3-star Michelin-rated restaurant on land. Now, we don't do stars on cruise lines yet, okay? But this is designed by 2 chefs that have both earned 3 stars, okay? So now they've changed the level of Remy. It is going to be a service unlike any other. This is not something that we're going to come here and make a ton of money for. We want to give an experience to our guests. So it is only $85 a person to come up here and enjoy dining, but it should be at least $300 in order for you to, for them to make any money. So it is really to provide an experience for our guests that they normally wouldn't be able to enjoy. So that's why they wanted to bring up the level. It is incredible. There is a menu just for water. You can have water from Wales and Norway if you want. There is a caviar menu. I didn't know there was levels above beluga caviar. I don't know. It's just incredible. And then they have a beef menu. Now you've heard of Kobe beef, right? Well, there's actually 2 levels above that is Meziyaki beef. Meziyaki beef. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, these cattle are massaged. They get to drink vodka. They have a wonderful, wonderful life up until the day they get surprised, and then, and you should see the meat. I've actually seen it's marbleized. It's art all on its own. It's beautiful. I actually had a taste testing up here in Remy a few weeks ago, and I put that beef in my mouth, and it literally just dissolved. It was so tender. It was so delicious. Yes, it is $56 for 2 ounces, but you have to try it. It's incredible. It really is. It's wonderful. So the menu is unlike anything you've ever seen from all around the world. And I'm very proud because all the produce The produce comes from my home state of Ohio. There is an organic farm in Huron, Ohio, and which makes really miniature vegetables. So, for instance, the carrots are so teeny tiny. You've seen baby carrots, but these carrots are even tinier, and they are 50 cents a piece. So it's like $15 a bag. Yes, yes, very, very exquisite, very, very good. So, now I want to talk about the porcelain, though, in this room. Here's one of the plates here. Now, the porcelain is made by a company called Gusteau. Gusteau started in 1863. They're considered the best porcelain makers in the world. They are located in France. And what you do when you have a nice restaurant, you send your designs to Gusteau, and they create the porcelain, the plates for you. And but they get to keep the design, and then they can sell it to whoever they want. But Disney was like, no. We need to make sure that we keep it exclusive to Remy, and we have the most expensive contract in the world with Gusteau in the history of their company to make sure that only Remy has these exclusive plates. Now, they do have a really cool design with Remy the Rat, which is actually the same design on these wooden chairs. And it's here all the way around. And ladies and gentlemen, that is gold all the way around.
Can you find those on eBay because somebody stole one?
Hopefully not. If they did, they would be in trouble. And also, the plates, these are just the place settings. The plates that come out have even more gold on it. The least expensive plate in this room is $90. Yes, $90. So if you hear someone crash in the back, just pray for them. Okay? Yes. So now I will tell you, this is a very small room. But the silver, the porcelain, and the crystal cost more in this room than Enchanted Garden, Animator's Palette, and Royal Palace put together. Now, speaking of silver, I do want to point out that vase back there, real quick. Yes, that is Christoph Silver. It's made by Christoph Silver. Best silver makers in the world. There are only 20 of those vases in the world, and we have 2 of them. It's very nice. Now back to this wooden chair here, though, which I pointed out that design. This is one of the... Every ship in the world these days, you can only have a very, very small percentage of real wood. And this is some of the only wood on our ships. Only real wood. It's up here in Remy. Because, you know, if you have too much wood on the ship, it is a fire hazard, so we keep as little as possible. But does anyone know what these stools are for?
Purses?
Yes, yes. I hope you brought a handbag so you could use it. Yes, it is considered poor taste for a lady to drape her handbag over the chair or put it on the table or on the floor. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people think these are for their pets. No, no pets allowed. These are for your handbag. So if you do come up here and dine with us, make sure that you bring a handbag so you can use it. All right. So now let's go into Gusteau's restaurant. You remember Gusteau from Ratatouille? Hello.
Good morning, welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. All right, come on in a little bit more. All right. Thank you very much. All right, excellent. So, as you can feel as you walked in, yes, this is handmade carpet. Beautiful. If you've seen the movie, this is sort of a replica of Gusteau's restaurant. Yes, incredible, isn't it? All this work. And now I want to talk about this floor, though. And like I said, it is handmade. Now, Chef Patrick, he's a sort of a short, round man with a big nose and a very tall hat. Gusteau is a short, round man with a big nose and a very tall hat and very French. He told me that he did. Yes, he thinks that Gusteau is made off of him. And in fact, when we had the premiere, he did sign autographs. So here on board, and they did take pictures with him down there whenever we had the premiere for Ratatouille here on board. Now they actually had an extra G whenever they were laying out the carpets here on the Dream and the Fantasy, and it is now actually in his home. He has an extra G for Chef Gusteau. Now, above here we of course have Swarovski crystal, yes, and then the room is trimmed with gold. I did come in here one day though and they were painting gold paint over the gold, and I couldn't believe it. Apparently the gold was not gold enough. Yes, it wasn't giving the shine that it wanted. So, now this back here was originally going to be a window, and we were going to have, you were going to look into Gusteau's kitchen. But, of course, USPH regulations, of course, everything needs to be stainless steel and that sort of thing. It looks no different. I used to be a cook in a hospital, so it kind of looks like that. It's just all stainless steel everywhere. So that's not interesting to look at. So they have this mural instead. But the mural actually has a hidden rat in it. It's actually going to be right here on this pot. It's just a reflection of a rat. So that's really cool there. They always like to hide little things in there. Now this mural here in these windows is actually the vision that Remy has when he first comes up out of the gutter from his life as a poison detector and he sees Paris for the first time. So directly from the movie here on our walls. So we're going to wine room here real quick. Now, does everyone know who John Lasseter is?
Head of Pixar.
Yes, head of Pixar. Right here, his wife's family actually has a vineyard in California, and he has designed some really cool, labels here, and he's also signed them. They're not for sale. They're actually only for John Lasseter and his family whenever they sell. But you can request to have that Lasseter wine whenever you dine with us. Now, let's go on out for you to give me a price. For the most expensive bottle of wine you've seen on a menu?
8,000.
8,000.
Yeah.
Any others? Let's go up a little bit more. 25,000. Right here, this 1947 Cheval Blanc. Right here. Now the reason why that's so expensive is because in 1947 it was a drought, which was perfect for this particular grape. All the sugar went to the fruit and it was exquisite. And then we also have these two Chateau Latours as well, which are 10 to 15,000 also. The reason why we have these two particular wines is because in the movie Ratatouille, these are the two wines that the critic drinks. Yes. So we had to have it, of course.